You've heard the voice, you've seen the face. But for nearly 50 years, Hollywood almost ignored him. The man behind the mustache spent decades being passed over, almost cast, almost forgotten, while everyone else became stars. He carried heartbreak, a secret love story, and a controversy that could have ended it all. And yet, somehow, he's still standing. This is the story Hollywood almost never told about Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott was born on August 9, 1944, in Sacramento, California, a city of straight lines and flat ambition. His father, Henry Elliott, worked for the California Department of Fish and Game, practical, steady, and emotionally distant. His mother, Glenn, offered quiet warmth, holding the household together without fuss. From the outside, it was ordinary. But inside, a subtle tension shaped Sam from an early age. Approval from his father was rare. The emotional distance carved a wound that would follow him for decades. At 13, the family moved to Portland, Oregon, a city of rain, reserve, and new isolation for a boy already feeling out of place. Tall, lanky, awkward, and strong-featured, Sam struggled to belong in school. Yet in the wide Oregon wilderness, far from expectations, something quiet began to grow inside him, a sense of self that didn't need validation. Even in his teenage years, he discovered a love for the outdoors that mirrored the landscapes he would later embody on screen: hills, rivers, and endless trails where silence became a teacher. Micro-hook. But the first real test of his calling wasn't nature. It was a conversation that could have ended it all. At college, Sam discovered acting, not as a hobby, but as a calling. Watching Westerns as a boy, he had felt performances reach into something real inside him. But when he told his father, Henry, he intended to pursue it seriously, the response was steady, immovable disapproval. Acting seemed frivolous, unreliable, and unworthy of recognition. Sam transferred to Clark College in Vancouver, Washington, working odd jobs. Land surveying, waiting tables. Every practical step felt like a deferral from what he truly knew he had to do. Some callings aren't chosen, they are already written inside you. Even then, Sam learned a lesson he would carry forever. The world might not recognize your worth, but that doesn't make it any less real. Micro-hook. And yet, no matter how many doors Hollywood closed, one stubborn decision would change everything. In the mid-1960s, Sam moved to Los Angeles, arriving without connections or confidence, only a stubborn refusal to give up. Hollywood in that era was harsh, and Sam did not fit the mold. He was too intense for light drama, too quiet for comedy, too unconventional for the leading man archetype. He picked up bit parts, TV appearances, and commercials. The first screen moment that mattered came in a Chevron ad. But even as his presence grew, recognition remained elusive. Auditions led to other auditions, many ending in silence. Then, in 1970, his father passed away, never seeing a single triumph. That absence left its mark, yet shaped a quiet, immovable resilience. Through those years, Sam developed a philosophy that would guide his entire career. Persistence mattered more than applause. The quiet victories, the roles that no one remembered, were the ones that built him. Micro-hook. He survived the city that tried to ignore him, but what happened next would finally make them notice. The 1970s were a decade of patience. Guest spots on Gunsmoke, Mission Impossible Lancer, roles that kept him visible but still peripheral. His mustache thickened, his voice deepened, and his identity became unmistakable. In 1976, Lifeguard offered his first leading role, a lifeguard confronting the quiet panic of a life not fully realized. The film didn't make him a star, but it proved something critical. Sam could carry a story. He committed fully to every role, whether minor or central, building credibility quietly, almost invisibly. Even minor roles taught him the rhythm of a scene, the weight of silence, and the power of presence. skills that decades later would define his iconic performances. Micro hook. Even with proof he could carry a film, Hollywood still wasn't ready for what he could truly become. While his career slowly simmered, life brought a different kind of triumph. He met Catherine Ross on the set of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in 1969, crossing paths again in 1978 on The Legacy. Their love was quiet, deliberate, and entirely unscripted by Hollywood's rules. They married in 1984, the same year their daughter, Cleo Rose Elliott, was born. Personal stability gave Sam the anchor he needed, allowing him to endure Hollywood's indifference while building a private life full of significance. In the silence of their Malibu home, Sam found the same peace he sought in Oregon as a boy. The patience and respect in this relationship mirrored the patience he had shown to his career and to himself. Micro hook. With love anchoring him, the world was finally about to see the man who had been waiting in plain sight for decades. Finally, recognition began. Roadhouse, 1989. As Wade Garrett anchored the chaos around him with authority and subtlety, embedding Sam in cultural consciousness. Tombstone, 1993, demanded quiet grounding rather than dominance. His Virgil Earp gave the film its spine. By 2018, A Star is Born showcased decades of honed craft in a single supporting role. As Bobby Maine, he was tender, protective, wounded, and devastating, finally commanding the attention his career had quietly been building toward. Golden Globe and SAG nominations followed, long overdue for a man Hollywood had ignored for 50 years. Audiences realized what critics had long suspected. Sam Elliott didn't just act, he inhabited life itself, on screen and off. Micro hook. But just when the accolades arrived, a single comment would put everything he'd built on the line. In 2022, Sam's blunt comments on the power of the dog ignited controversy. Social media backlash was swift, but instead of hiding, Sam apologized directly to Jane Campion and those affected. No spin, no PR language, just accountability in plain, unhurried words. It was a reminder that authenticity carries consequences, yet it also highlighted the rare integrity that has defined him, a man unafraid to be human, to admit mistakes, and to endure the scrutiny that comes with decades of being observed. Micro hook. Even after controversy, the lessons of a life lived on his own terms were impossible to ignore. Now in his 80s, Sam Elliott lives in Malibu with Catherine, walking the coastline at his own pace. Their daughter Cleo forges her own path. His career spans 6 decades. The voice, the mustache, the presence, icons of authenticity. He has shown that fame is not the measure of a life well lived. Patience, integrity, and refusing to compromise define his legacy. Every audition, every small role, every almost led to a man strong enough to endure when the world finally noticed. Even now, he works only when the role carries weight. The industry may have taken decades to notice, but Sam Elliott had already learned what mattered: the work itself, the people beside him, and the quiet moments in life. He waited. He endured. He refused. And the world finally saw exactly who he always was. Sam Elliott is proof that life built with patience, authenticity, and courage outlasts everything else. What part of his journey speaks to the part of you still standing?